So let's move to the next question. The next question says, I'm introverted, but my job demands constant networking. How can I show up authentically without burning out? I'm introverted, but my job demands constant networking. How can I show up authentically without burn out? So let's explore how introverts can show up authentically without burning out, because I guess that this question is from an introvert. You know, this one is very close to home for many people because the world of work, the modern workplace, and especially the professional world of networking actually feels like it was designed by extroverts for extroverts. There's this unspoken rule that if you are not constantly visible, you are irrelevant. But that's not true, even though it's very loud. The truth is that introverts can be just as influential, but in a different way. Through depth, through clarity, and through presence, they can become more visible. Today, let's talk about how to show up authentically, protect energy, and still build strong professional connections without pretending to be someone you are not. I'll start by saying that networking isn't a personality test. It's a strategy. And like any strategy, it can be customized to fit your natural rhythm. Introverts often make the mistake of thinking that they need to become someone more outgoing. No, you just need to become more intentional. Extroverts network horizontally, wide. They are very frequent and they are very social. Introverts, on the other hand, they network vertically. They go deep, they try to build meaningful connections, and they are very strategic. Both strategies work, but the difference is energy. You can't pour endlessly into connections that don't matter. So instead of fighting your temperament, design a networking rhythm that honors your wiring. Let's get a bit scientific. The difference between introverts and extroverts isn't social skill, it's energy recovery. There's a research that was done at the University of Helsinki that found out that introverts, their brains process dopamine differently from extroverts. For extroverts, stimulation comes in the form of meetings, social events, and conversations. That's what gives them energy. For introverts, on the other hand, that one costs them energy. That's why after a big networking event, introverts will feel drained instead of inspired. It's not because they're antisocial. It's a biochemical reaction. So stop shaming yourself for being tired after heavy days. Your energy isn't broken at all. It's just precious. You just need to manage it like a budget. Let me use a metaphor I like. Imagine your energy like a rechargeable battery. For extroverts, they recharge while they are shining. And for introverts, they recharge while being unplugged. The goal isn't to be on all the time. It's to make sure that your light stays bright when you are on. Because if you keep forcing yourself to shine without recharging, your glow will become glare. It will be forced, it will be flat, and you would become fatigued. No one is inspired by someone who is pretending to enjoy being there. Authenticity is efficiency, and it saves energy by eliminating performance. One of the most powerful tools you would learn in my Design Your Rhythm framework is something I call social batching. Instead of sprinkling small tasks and chats across every day, cluster your social energy into specific blocks. If you know Tuesday is a meeting heavy day for you, don't plan a networking meetup afterward. You can badge your connections like tasks, then recharge deliberately. This way, you would engage fully when it's time, and you will rest guilt-free afterward. Networking for introverts should focus on depth over breadth. Extroverts thrive in volume, many connections. They have very many connections, but very short interactions. Introverts, on the other hand, they thrive in intimacy, fewer connections, deeper relationships. So choose quality conversations over countless contacts. Follow up with thoughtful messages. Send a voice note summarizing a key takeaway. Recommend a book or an article that connects to a conversation you've had with someone. That's relational intelligence. In a research from Northwestern University shows that deep, meaningful conversations increase trust and career mobility far more than shallow professional exchanges. So if speaking drains you, perhaps you should try writing. Writing could be your amplifier. Introverts often underestimate how powerful written communication can be in the digital workplace. You can influence far beyond meetings by writing clearly, consistently, and insightfully. Write reflective updates on LinkedIn, short takeaways from projects or summaries of discussions that capture key insights. Writing is visibility for thinkers. It's quite influence at scale. Let's talk about balance. You're allowed to grow in the direction of your weakness. That's maturity. But your long term peace will come from walking in the direction of your strengths. That's alignment. So, yes, stretch yourself, speak up when necessary, take small risks, but also build a strategy to pivot towards roles that match your natural energy. It's okay to hold a job that's available for the right reasons, but it's wiser to pursue one that's sustainable. If your current role demands constant performance that clashes with your temperament, plan for a pivot. Keep learning, expand your skills, and slowly build bridges to work that fits who you are as a person. That's not quitting, it's evolving. Let me tell you a quick story. I have this friend, he's an introvert and he's a software engineer. He used to freeze in big meetings. In fact, he hated networking events. It felt very fake and it was draining to him. So instead of forcing charisma, he started doing something different. After every meeting, he would send a concise, thoughtful summary to the team lead and the stakeholders in his organization. He also began mentoring interns quietly. He shared one short post every month about lessons he had learned from a project. And after some time, he was promoted, not just because he became louder, but because his impact became more visible. People trusted him, remembered him, and also respected him, not for his volume, but for his value. So I'll reframe it like this. Networking doesn't require you to become someone else. It requires you to show more of who you are already. Your authenticity is your greatest advantage. The right connections are drawn to real energy, not just rehearsed personas. So this week, I want you to try something. Choose one person that you'd genuinely like to connect with. Reach out to them intentionally. Be curious and don't just do it out of obligation. Afterwards, take some time to rest. And if you're a season where your job demands extroversion, remind yourself constantly that you can grow without pretending. You are allowed to adapt without abandoning yourself. Authenticity isn't hiding, it's filtering. When you protect your energy, you preserve your excellence. And when you show up intentionally, even your quiet presence becomes powerful. That's what we are building here, brick by brick. So if any part of this conversation spoke to you, maybe the call to stop hiding your good work, or the reminder that rest isn't surrender, or the permission to protect your energy, then remember this. Sustainable impact doesn't come from noise, it comes from alignment. So like this episode, leave a comment with the question that hit home, and then share it with someone who is navigating the same tension. And if you're ready for deeper clarity, if you want more personalized help applying these principles to your career, to your purpose, or even your rhythm, I offer a private game plan consultation to professionals who are ready to move from awareness to execution. It's a 90-minute one-on-one strategy session where we'll map out your unique challenges, we'll design your next steps, and you'll receive a detailed execution report you can act on immediately. I take only 5 clients every month. So if this speaks to you, the link is in the description and there's a QR code on your screen right now. Book your spots and let's turn clarity into confident motion. Thank you once again for joining me on the Brick by Brick broadcasts. This was the V.I.T.A.L office hours. Keep building, not just rushing, not by shouting, but by aligning one deliberate brick at a time. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
This now Brick by Brick broadcast. Live your full potential on purpose.